the past few days have been difficult on me trading. I took a couple big losses, right? And as a professional trader, that's a no. I can't take big losses, right? Because this is my income. And an important thing that I wrote down in my trading journal about that was, and I'd like to share it with you all because I know there are a lot of traders on this that are subscribed to this channel. The insight that I had was, you can map out your moves, okay? Map out what? That's fine. Like, I mapped out this reversal for forever ago, right? I was talking about this reversal in December. Here it is in January. We got an A wave, a B wave, pivot, C wave. I was talking about that forever. Talk about what, but don't assume how. So you can talk about what, and you can have a map. You can have an idea as to what will happen, but do not assume how it will happen. Because once you're trapped in the prison of assumption, you're very easily tricked, right? You're no longer waiting for the market to tell you how it's going to play that move. You're assuming that you know, and it's hard for you then to freely interpret the market for what it is, right? You kind of are trapped in, like I said, a prison of assumptions. Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is February 25th, 2022, and Bitcoin is looking like it has run out of steam in its 5-wave impulse, right? It's looking like it is beginning its correction, you would say a 2-wave correction, or wave 2 correction rather, after printing 5 waves. So that's what I'm seeing on the charts. On the hourly time frame, we can see that big move that we had yesterday from the lows. The low was about 34.4. Okay, around 34.4. We'd broken some support, but we had essentially wicked down below crucial support and rose back out of it and put in 5 waves impulsively, okay? And for those of you who have missed my live stream, I had an emergency live stream yesterday, and I also touched on this in yesterday's update, I believe, but essentially what I'm seeing is this area right here was our reversal pattern, okay? Our pivot, right? I always talk about a reversal pattern on this page, and it looks something like this, right? An A wave, a B wave, a pivot into impulse, right? This A wave we've seen, all right? This B wave is what we just finished, actually, and that area that I just circled is, in my estimation, the pivot before the impulse, 5-wave impulse to the upside. Now, just please keep in mind, let's zoom out on the daily. Please keep in mind the context. We are still in a downtrend, right? By and large, this is a huge downtrend, right? We had 86 days, right, from here to there, right, from 66 to 33, right? And ever since, just for some context, all of this price action, and let's zoom in to the 4-hourly, all this price action, so like your A wave, your B wave, as I just showed you, your pivot into impulse, all of that price action, this is all a wave 2 correction, okay? A larger wave 2 correction, which should lead to a lot more downside, okay? And I do have episodes on my large time frame. I think it was a live stream. Look up the live stream on the channel, Bitcoin Long-Term Outlook. and you'll see my long-term outlook. I see us going down below 10,000. Okay, specifically, I think it was 3,300 or 3,500, something like that, before a bounce. In any case, that's how I'm trading. That's what I'm keeping in the back of my mind. One thing that I've learned, however, from the recent events, right? I think everybody who's subscribed knows the past few days have been difficult on me trading. I took a couple big losses, right? And as a professional trader, that's a no-no. I can't take big losses, right? Because this is my income. And an important thing that I wrote down in my trading journal about that was, and I'd like to share it with you all because I know there are a lot of traders on this that are subscribed to this channel. The insight that I had was, you can map out your moves, okay? Map out what? That's fine. Like, I mapped out this reversal for forever ago, right? I was talking about this reversal in December. Here it is in January. We got an A wave, a B wave, pivot, C wave. I was talking about that forever. Talk about what, but don't assume how. So you can talk about what, and you can have a map. You can have an idea as to what will happen, but do not assume how it will happen. Because once you're trapped in the prison of assumption, you're very easily tricked, right? You're no longer waiting for the market to tell you how it's going to play that move. You're assuming that you know, and it's hard for you then to freely interpret the market for what it is, right? You kind of are trapped in, like I said, a prison of assumption. So just a good example is, I knew an A wave was coming, right? It looked like an A wave. I knew a B wave was coming, but I didn't know exactly how, right? But I assumed it was going to look like this, and that the pivot was going to look like this, right? But, and my other assumption was that we're going to make a lower low, because I tend to see these B waves make a lower low, right? That's assuming how it's going to happen, right? And that was a trap. And had I sort of disabused myself of that assumption, it would have been much easier for me to read this price action as the B wave complete, the pivot starting right here, right? And the pivot is slanted, but it's still a pivot. It's an A wave, a B wave, a composed B wave actually, and this is the C wave of the B wave, and a small pivot up here, right? So this is what that's kind of the insight. If you guys get value from these kinds of aphorisms, insights, look into my trading journal, then like the video, share with other traders who you think may also gain value from a window into my trading life, right? My wins, my losses, my lessons learned. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and let's get on with it. So as I said, I do think that we are in impulse now, and that if we zoom in to the hourly time frame, we can already see Bitcoin on a beginning, not yet, but beginning a wave 2 correction. So a wave 2 correction is comprised of 3 waves. All corrective moves, according to Elliott wave theory, are comprised of 3 waves. All right. So what I'm seeing large time frame is something like this. So you had our A wave, which was the initial break of structure, right? Out of these 5 waves. A B wave, right? You see this A, B, C. That's 3 waves right there. And now we're getting a pivot into the C wave, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing us pivoting into an impulse to the downside. And we all know that wave 2 corrections, they correct to a minimum of the 382 to a maximum of the 618. So if we pull the Fibonacci retracement tool from the beginning of this impulse, let's turn our magnet on, from the beginning of this impulse to the end, we see that the 382 is currently at around 38,000. Okay, so I anticipate that after this pivot, right, after this pivot is complete, Bitcoin come down to around anywhere between 38K and 36.8. Okay, 36.7, between 36.7 and 38K. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on the charts. And another thing that I shared with some members in the comment section of the YouTube, that's where we talk. There's no Discord or anything. I said that after taking big losses, what I like to do is I like to win a few trades, smaller trades. So I like to scalp. And scalping, I don't know if you all do scalp, but it's a great way to make fewer decisions and accumulate wins. Okay, it's not big money, okay, because you're trading smaller time frames, smaller moves, but it's easier to make a decision and see it play out, whether you're right or wrong, take profit or take a loss and move on, right? It's just a faster paced type of game. So to do that, I go on to the 1 to 5 minute time frames, okay? And for instance, right here, you can see that we are in a move where it looks as if Bitcoin has given us, remember, I think this whole thing, I think it's important to zoom out, always have context for the larger, time frame, what's going on. And at the same time, if you want to scalp, you're focused on what's immediately in front of you. So I see an impulse here, right? This is the end of the B wave. From here on out, I see a pivot, okay? So an A wave, a pivot is essentially a flat correction, an A wave, and now I think we're printing a B wave, okay? So the B wave is going to be counter to the A wave, right? So it's going to be to the upside. These three waves are insufficient for a B wave. Why? Because for a B wave to be complete, you need two things. You need three waves, and you need a minimum retracement of 0.5. This does not retrace. This move right here does not retrace to the 0.5 of this move. So that is insufficient for a B wave. So that lets me know that this is wave 1 of 3, okay? Or wave 1 of 5 if it's a triple 3 complex correction of our B wave. So I'm short. I'm currently short right now in a scalp. And that short is because I know that this is my first wave. This needs to come back down here to give me my X wave. So if this is a complex correction, this is W, this is X, and then we need something to come up here for a Y if it's a WXYZ, and then we do it again if it's a WXYXZ. All right, so that's what I'm scalping right now, and that's why I'm scalping it. If you're getting value, once again, from the higher time frame analysis, mid time frame analysis, to the lower 1 to 5 minute time frame scalping analysis, and an insight into what I'm actually doing as a professional trader that pays my bills with trading, and what I do, how I deal with losses, how I cope, how I build my confidence back up after losses, and how I make income. This is, for me, scalping on lower time frames is easier money. Okay, it's like, all right, I'm paying for groceries today, I'm paying for a car note today, and boom, 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 boom. Like, there's less, it's more volatile, yes, but if you know what you're doing, it's easier because you don't have to wait for the moves to play out as much. And some say that scalping is harder and swinging is easier because you have more room for error. And that's, both of those are true. It really depends on your trading style and your skill set. So that's pretty much it for me. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe once again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trade safe.